Hey, this is Mateo Lane.
I'm Emma Willman.
And this is Inside the Closet.
Inside the Closet. All right, we're back.
Hey, hi.
How you doing? Hello, everybody.
I'm in Montreal, and my bathroom doesn't work.
Yes, Mateo's at an Airbnb in Montreal for the Just for Laughs festival, where you'll be for 3 weeks.
3 weeks. So if you live in Montreal and you want to come see me, come to the Ethnic Show. It's basically every single night at Club Soda.
Okay, so it's at the same club every night. Have you guys done a show yet?
No, tonight's our first night. Last night I got in and had dinner with Trana Wintour, who's a great comic here in Montreal.
Nice.
And today I've already woken up, grocery shopped.
Good for you.
Well, I mean, because the thing is, like, comics were always on the road, and if you do a hotel for a weekend, that's fine. But I'm someone who, I work out, I make my own meals, you know.
You want to have some semblance of your life, yeah.
Right. So if I'm going to be here for 3 weeks, I'm like, that would mean I'd be eating out every single day.
Right.
Which is like, let's
so
say
expensive.
Even if it's $40 minimum, it's not good for me. Who knows what I'm eating? It was too expensive. So I was like, I spent $80 on groceries today. That's going to last me a week and a half.
Right. And you'll be eating healthier, because one thing I did on, updating on the Gout Chronicles, I've been like looking back on things, and what I would do when I was traveling was I would get like peanut butter. I can't believe I'm looking back on stuff, and it's like I just can't believe how unhealthy. Not even with not drinking, and like my weight was the same, but so it wasn't bugging me. But weight doesn't mean you're healthy. I would get peanut butter and jelly, or I would get salami and cheese, and then bread, and then like I'd eat that like for my like snack, like, and I'd get cereal, and that's just like what I would eat in my hotel. Like, but that's not good.
I mean, that's okay. It's better
It's
than
okay.
going to like a diner and getting like oil and grease. And stuff.
Yeah, but you gotta fucking eat a carrot.
That is true. I just bought broccoli, and I think I only did it so the person at the register thought I was healthier than I am.
I hate broccoli. I've had ever since I got the gout. I've had broccoli in my refrigerator. Tyler,
you really have gout.
So let me tell you something.
Have you gone to a doctor yet?
Tyler, our intern, is a gout enabler. He denies that I have gout.
As much as I love Tyler, Tyler is not a doctor.
I'm just giving him.
Go to a doctor.
I'm just giving Tyler a hard time.
Build up in your joints.
So that's actually what it is. So this actually has been really interesting. So since I started posting about that, I've had I think 3 people reach out who are all like young, like our age, if you want to consider that young. But all people our age. But one of them was a friend of mine, and she's like always like been a runner, and she was like, she's like, I had gout, and she was like, because I used to drink a lot, and she's like, and I wasn't eating any vegetables, and I ate a lot of red meat, and I eat tons of red meat. So she's like, so what happens? Yeah, it's acid buildup in your joints. And that would explain so much why I'm like always going to the chiropractor. So for the past, I guess 2 weeks now, I've been eating so many more vegetables, but it feels so unnatural to do that I'm like, oh my God, I wasn't eating any vegetables. Like
wait a minute, red meat causes gout? I thought alcohol caused gout.
It's alcohol, red meat. There's a sugar is a big one. It's just like it makes your blood like acidic, and so it's like you're not getting like cleansed the right way. So, but sugar is like a big one.
I'm trying really hard to listen to this conversation, but out the window is the most beautiful man shirtless on a bike, and I'm just like,
I have a question.
About staring at him.
Have you been checking people out more recently?
Have I been checking?
Yeah.
People
Have you been
recently?
noticing people? Have you been like ooh?
Why? In what terms?
I don't know, because you just noticed this guy. Yeah.
Well, no, I mean, there's a naked man outside. I mean, like, I would stare at anybody naked outside. But, it's like you're talking about gout, and I'm staring at a model, and I'm like,
right.
Ooh,
you're like, gout looks pretty good.
Interesting sensation.
Right.
I actually have not. Like, I've actually been, I've been, like, I'm like a cat in heat. Like,
right.
I'm super horny, but I'm just, like, putting all that on Kike.
Oh, that's great.
Like, it'll be, like, 2 p.m., and I'm like, show me your dick! I'm, like, getting pretty, yeah.
Do you think, also, I feel like when you have a good sexual connection with someone, it just makes you want to have, like, more and more sex?
That's the thing is, like, I have a really good sexual chemistry with Kike, and right now I'm distracting myself by playing Pokemon Silver, I'm not going to be able to see him till like September maybe. So
Wow.
like I'm doing a bunch of stuff to distract me. So I'm playing Pokemon Gold and Silver and going to the gym and all that jazz.
Everything.
Actually, being in Montreal is going to be really good for me because it's like kind of an escape from New York.
Yeah.
And I feel like way more fucking relaxed. It's weird to think that I'm here for work, but I'm like, I'm a little more relaxed.
It's so also too because you're like a little bit out of your zone, so it's not like and you're there for a while. Because I go to Connecticut tomorrow, but I go in, I do press, and then I get up, and then I have press, and then I'll be just chill on Saturday, but then I come back on Sunday. But if you're someplace for a stretch, then you get to like actually like chill out, and you're not like running around the city. You're just kind of like there, and then you have to like do work at night. I mean, you can do work and stuff during the day, but you're not like running around. Running around is great.
Today I have the podcast, and then I have a couple meetings, and
you're doing meetings out there. So if you guys don't know about Montreal is like so many comedians are there, and there's like tons of industry there too. And then there's the new faces of comedy, which Mateo and I each did at different times. Mateo killed it on his set. It was not my favorite set for me.
For me, it was a magical moment, but I also
it was
don't think
not
that
a magical moment for me.
Okay, so first of all, let's explain New Faces to people so they know. New Faces is okay.
It's like your coming out party is how they bill it.
In Montreal, every summer, Just for Laughs has a festival. It's the largest comedy festival in the world. A part of this festival, which draws all the entertainment industry and all the comedians around the world, a part of the festival is having a section called New Faces. New Faces is very American Idol-esque in the sense of like, in New York and all around the country, there's all these young comedians who...
And everyone's gunning for it. Everyone's like, I gotta get New Faces, I gotta get New Faces, I gotta get New Faces.
Yeah. They have their 5 minutes.
Working on the 5.
Their Montreal audition, and then they'll have callbacks, and only like 20 are picked out of the country.
And I think that one thing that's so good is there's so few things in entertainment where it's like something you can like tangibly work for. Like I feel like in a lot of fields it's like, oh, I do this and then I get a raise, or I do this and then something. And it's so hard to have a tangible actual thing where you're like, if I work on this 5 minutes, I can submit it to this thing. And they have a section for people with agents and managers, and then they have an unrep section. But no matter what, the talent scouts for Montreal are out there, and like it's an accessible thing that you actually can apply for if you're a comedian out.
It's super, super inside comedy, too, in a lot of ways.
Yes.
Like the fact that we're even using this language is like, I feel like there's a bit of translation we have to do.
Right.
But essentially, and some people audition for years. Some people audition for like 6, 7 years. You audition. Some people don't get it. Some people get it right away.
Right.
Yours truly. And then
how many auditions did you have for it? I auditioned 3 times.
Once.
Woo! Good for you. That's the first case I've ever heard of that, actually. Oh, that's so great. I auditioned 2 times, and both times I was like convinced I should have got it when I definitely should not have. Then I took the year off, and then I did it, and then I got it. And I still think it would have been better if I had waited, actually. But I remember I had been drinking a lot.
A lot of
then.
people don't realize in this industry is a lot. People they want.
Yeah, it's wait until you're ready for it.
When you look back, you think, oh, waiting is
good
option.
Because if I had waited longer, I would have like been in more weird situations, so I would like have known how to handle it. But also, I remember I had been headlining at a club the weekend before. I was so hungover. Then the day of, I was like, I'm going to stop drinking. So I drank a bunch of coffee, and then my manager at the time was this like really famous manager, and he didn't have a pass to get in, and I was like, how do you not have a pass? And he was like, oh, I don't want it was so weird. So then I was like trying to hunt down my +1 pass, and then right before I went in to do the New Faces, he goes, Emma, do you want your life to change? And I was like, yeah. And he's like, this is the moment. And I was like, not helpful. And then I remember the guy who went on right before me was like doing custom made jokes about the different people in the audience. And but I remember it was fun too. I got to be on the same night as a guy named Leonard Oots. So Google Leonard Oots. He's super funny. He's a real heavy set big boy. And I remember right before he went on stage, his fingers, are part of him, and he's big. And the fingers, I'm trying to say he's got real squishy fingers. And I remember right before he went on stage, he was in the waiting area, and I reached my hand out and I said, "You're going to do great." And I squished one of his fingers, and he went, "Thank you." And it was really cute.
Well, also you're performing for like 400 people. So like,
yeah.
As comics, when you're a young comic, you've not performed for that many people, and you've not done big industry things. You've not like the typical.
Was that the biggest stuff that you had done? But when you did, because I had been doing those NACAs that would usually be like 800 to 1,000 kids, actually, but it wasn't like no stakes.
I was a year and a half into comedy.
That's
when
insane.
I got Montreal. And I was. Do you know how like kind of like young people are like really ignorant? Like they like have this arrogance, like they're like I could do anything.
And that's exactly why I don't like dating the younger people. Yeah, exactly, because they don't know. They don't know. It's all the goddamn hope.
Comics a lot of times, including myself, I was like, I got this.
Yep. No.
I was like, now I'm like, I only had 5 minutes.
Yep.
But I
Amen.
was so nervous. But I actually went last. They put me last. And so I went out and there was 400 people and I just started singing. I had that opera joke. I'm like,
right.
Oh my God. And then I say that's how I came out to my dad and I got this giant laugh and I was like,
yes.
Okay, let's do the rest of my movie.
Yes.
It was I got girl code from that.
That's so great. That can be such a great thing and I remember I didn't do the worst, so I didn't do the best. I did in the middle, which actually is something I hate. Like I'd rather be on either end of something, but I remember.
No, because I watched someone bomb, and trust me, that will haunt
actually.
You
that's true.
For the rest of your life.
I actually on my showcase, someone did bomb, and she didn't think that she did because I remember afterwards being like, how are you standing up right now? Like I would be basically one person killed, one person bombed, and then everyone else was just all right. But the girl that bombed, she was good for her. She's still doing her thing. She's pretty.
I feel like we're so comedy inside. Right?
Yeah, and I got lots of.
Are they talking about?
I've got lots of sex stuff to talk about with you guys.
I have lots of travel stuff to share with you guys. I was just with Bob, the drag queen.
Oh yeah, I saw Bob. I saw him juggling, and I saw him juggling in one of the videos you did. It was so cute.
Oh, he is a juggler, and let me
so
just say
funny
this about Bob real quick. He might be the smartest person I know. And like the most talented, because Bob, like, not only is he a brilliant comedian, not only is he a great drag queen, not only can he sew his own clothes, but he can write music, he can write jokes, he can dance, he can act. He's in Angels in America. That's why he's out in San Francisco right now. So I saw him in Angels in America. He was brilliant.
I love that.
And then now he's getting into painting, and so he's watching a shit ton of Bob Ross. And so we bought like all this painting stuff, and we spent like the whole weekend painting, and it was really fun. Oh, I also
so he's just a creative person, kind of like Rachel Bloom is so talented. I was thinking about this, Rachel Bloom, and then there's a radio host named Ron Bennington. I saw Ron, who Mateo's friends with too. Ron, I was doing stand up, and I was like, he's so good at stand up, and he's so good at radio, and the people that are like with the multi talented stuff. So Bob the drag queen is one of those.
Bob is one of those. Emma, I don't know if you looked at it. It's gone now, but on his story, so Bob has these dancers, right? And he had these custom-made, like, weird leather pleather, like, singlet, gay, like, it's like the gayest-looking outfit in the world. It basically just covers your junk, and it, like, goes up your butt, and it has, like, suspenders. It makes no sense.
Oh, God. Wait, it's got suspenders? Like suspenders are suspending the penis?
No, like, like a singlet like a wrestler wears?
Yeah.
So it's like kind of like that, but just imagine smaller and leather.
Okay.
So I was like, who the fuck wears these? He's like, oh, my backup dancers. I'm like, so I tried it on and took a picture of it.
Please post.
I don't know if I could post. I don't know if I have that kind of confidence. Bob did post it on his story because I also begged him. I was like, put this on your story. And it was a really thoughty gay moment, more so than I usually am, and I was proud of myself.
We should post that on the Patreon.
Oh yeah, maybe we'll do that. If you get on our Patreon, you can basically see nude photos of me.
Fucking me too, if you guys really want. Let's just kick it up a notch.
Yeah.
Plus, my sexual confidence is now through the roof. I'm back, baby.
Wait, okay, so can I tell them that I met the therapist?
Oh yeah, please. Yeah. So I brought and I actually, I want your opinion on this. I'm supposed to go on a date with someone right after this, actually, a coffee date that's not the therapist. But I canceled, the therapist and I had so much sex on July 3rd that I canceled a date I was supposed to do that weekend because I felt weird. But yeah, so, you met so on July 3rd, Mateo met the therapist. So yeah, so she's really nice.
First of all, she was really nice. She seemed really down to earth. She seemed sweet. She's easy to talk to.
Yep.
She doesn't seem self-centered. She seems like a really good energy for you.
Yep, she's super cute. She's grounded, which is nice. And also she's 37, which is also really nice because, like, we were talking yesterday and I said, I was like, man, like, I wouldn't want to date me right now because I got some like entertainment news where I was like, son of a bitch. Like, I thought I was like, it was just like I was frustrated about something. And she was like, Emma, like, it's all good. Like, my life is like very like calm and like predictable with my schedule stuff. She was like, so whatever chaos you've got going on, like, don't worry about that impacting me. And I was like, oh, how refreshing. Like, it was just like, I was like, oh, like, huh, like, that was nice to hear. But also I feel like I'm back because where I excel sexually is when I get to be like as much of the man one as I want to be. You know what I mean? Like, if I like where I get to just do what I want, then now we're talking. Like, it, you know what I mean? Because my sexual confidence was low because I was with one person I didn't really connect with sexually in a relationship, then another person I didn't connect with sexually, and then in between there I slept with someone who really I didn't connect with sexually. And these were the first times I had been with people that I didn't connect with sexually. Before that, sex was like a huge, like, that was the thing. Luckily, in the middle of all these people, I slept with this one person like 800 times. This big-boned girl. Which shout outs to that I didn't mean that, but which I was all about it. This real I don't want to say your name, but
wait a minute. So what are you
great
saying
sex.
about this relationship? Is this
no? So this one,
going?
So this the sex is fucking awesome. I loved having sex with the Canadian because that was a totally different experience for me. Like, it was different, like, as we've discussed, but it wasn't in my wheelhouse. Like, I wasn't like we had good sex when we were like connected, and I also like loved her, but. This is like, I'm back in my comfort zone. Like, I'm like, oh yeah, fucking, I feel like a stallion. I'm a king. I'm a prince. I'm back. I just feel great about she butters me up. She says all the right things. Ooh, 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 ooh. We were, before we met up, I said, she said, some of your pictures on Tinder were kind of feminine, so I didn't know if we would have chemistry because she likes more man ones. And I said, oh, and then she goes, but then we were texting and she doesn't listen to the podcast or the radio stuff. So she was like, but then through your use of emojis, I could tell you were more masculine. And I went, yeah. I was like, tell me more.
Use of emojis?
Through my use of emojis. Yes, I literally wanted to call you on the spot and like have her like say that into the speakerphone, but that would have been boundaries, inappropriate.
What emojis are you using? Just like the arm, like the
no, because I would say like have a good night with like a little flower thing. So I would send the flower thing. Like, I'd be like flowers or whatever. So she's like, you had masculine emoji use. I was like, kind of. I was into it, and then and then she's great with the gender wiggly stuff. Like, it's like, we are cooking. I'm back.
Now we're cooking with gas.
So,
does this mean you want to go into a relationship or not?
I don't know. I mean, the thing is this. I don't want to rush into anything at all. Like, I really don't. Because the other thing, too, is, like, the next relationship I get into, like, that's like it's like a business partnership. It really is. It's like, I want to go over, like, what do you need to feel supported? Here's what I need. How could we make this work? Like, literally, logistically, like, where are we each at? Because I'm not, I'm down to, like, have fun with somebody. But I also, I do want, I'm interested in something that could potentially build, but I certainly don't want to rush into something. So what I wanted to ask you is, a while ago I had been like talking to this like actress, like on Instagram, and then,
Lindsay Lohan, go on.
No, but I have a lead on how to meet her, as we've discussed.
Oh, and you told me, and now someone's messaging me on Instagram saying like, hey, come visit because Lindsay Lohan's club is this far, blah, blah, blah. I'm like, I don't want to actually meet her.
Wait, I know. I do.
I'm kind of scared of her, I'll tell you.
No, I want to meet her. So we got to go. If you and Kike came with me to meet Lindsay Lohan, I would get you guys drinks all night.
If you pay for the tickets, I will show up.
Really?
To go to Mykonos? Yeah, girl, I'll show up. I can't pay for it right now.
But then we'd all have to go hang out at Lindsay Lohan's club for a while.
As long as Kike can come. By the way, we were talking the other day, he's listening to the podcast because he's like, he misses me. But
Hi,
he goes,
Kike.
I miss Emma.
Aww. I miss you too. Hey, buddy. That is cute.
It's cute.
Well, Kike,
It's
buckle up because
cute.
we're going on a vacation to get that.
We're gonna go meet Lindsay Lohan. We're gonna get. By the way, I saw Lindsay's full blown crazy. Like she has. So, all right, I follow her on Instagram, right? So her mother, Dina, who I met. I don't know if I remember that. You remember that story, but I met her. She was dressed like the manager of Claire's. She got kicked out because she locked herself in the bathroom crying. She was allegedly drunk, and then so
she was most Dina, definitely drunk.
And Lindsay are in Dubai together, and I'm not
right now.
This is Lindsay Lohan's accent in the video. She's going, Dina, you're happy to be back here in Dubai.
No way.
You're happy to be back. And I was like, why is she speaking like a Greek person who's learning English or maybe Turkish? Like, what are you doing? Like, you don't have that accent.
That's
so
amazing.
Now when Lindsay talks, she does talk with a little more she has just trying to figure out how to speak the language. That is how she speaks.
You know, the thing is, that's see, I can't watch that because I'm trying to, it's good to not know someone through social media before you meet them because the therapist was doing that with me and I really appreciate getting to naturally get to know each other. She doesn't even know what we talk about on the podcast.
About Lindsay, whatever accent she thinks, whatever country she thinks she's from, I say we send her back.
Okay. Well, you can tell her that when we meet. No, you.
Lip fillers. Did you see that?
I didn't see that, but you can tell Lindsay that when you meet her, and I'll be like,
I don't want to meet her.
And then I'll be like, oh my god, he's having a moment, and then I can console her, and then I'll be like, Mateo. So I'll protect. I'll be like, Mateo, come on. I'll be like, let me go talk to him, and then I'll go comfort her. So I'll be da da da, and then da 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 da, and then give me 5 more days, and if then me and her can get it cooking.
I mean, you're literally the most ridiculous human being on Facebook.
But let me tell you this.
First of all, I want to say, I sneak peek, I make a joke about Lindsay Lohan in my Netflix special.
Yes, he does.
I'm sure it's going to get back to her.
Oh, good. So then we'll show up, and then they'll be like, he's here.
And I literally did that for our fans.
Yes. And then then if it gets back to her, then be like, he's here. And I'll be like, I'm so conflicted because he's my good friend. But you know what I mean? I'm a big fan. But here's the thing.
But you're not a big fan. You don't.
No, I know. Of course, I fucking know that. That's what I'm saying. I'm trying to practice. I've got to get the roll on to get together. But here's the thing. The part of me that's interested in Lindsay Lohan and the part of me that's interested in all that stuff, that's one part of my brain. The part of my brain that's a calmer, more spiritual, sensitive, sweet person, that's the part of me that likes the therapist. The therapist is calm and nurturing and healthy and fun and interesting, and it feels very pure, and that scares me because it's I don't want to ruin something like that. You know what I mean? Not that I'm going to.
Why do you go there?
I'm going to take it a day at a time because it's scary.
Says to me, why do you go to, I'm going to ruin it, I don't want to ruin it?
Because I have ruined things before. Because I've done that in the past.
Of course, but when you have something that's good and feels good, why is your instinct? Because I do the same. So that's why I'm asking you, because I do the same thing. Why do you go in the direction of, I'm going to ruin this?
I don't know. Well, what do you think about this?
Doom and gloom. I'm the same way. I miss PK. I start making weird, I scenario-wise that horror, he doesn't love me anymore.
Maybe that's a reason I love being with a Canadian, because I never thought I would ruin it, because I never thought I would ruin it when I was with the Canadian, but that's probably because it was pretty clear she was going to ruin it.
Well, I just want to say real quick so I can cover my ass. It's when I start thinking, if I don't hear from PK for a long time, I'm the same way. I'm doom and gloom. I go into, I think that he's mad at me, he's not in love with me anymore, and then he'll send me a nice text message amore, I love you. And I'm yeah, he's also just busy. You know what I mean?
Totally.
I'm such a crazy person.
Oh,
I'm the same way. Pete Lee told me this, and Pete Lee said negative and positive thoughts release the same endorphins, the same
So
chemical,
interesting, isn't it?
and so you essentially get a high. Now, by the way, I do not have a PhD. I barely know about gout. I don't know what I'm talking about.
I love that barely knowing about gout is now a bar of knowing about nutrition. I barely know about gout. Well, if you guys have questions about gout, holler at your buddy.
But if that's the case, then a lot of times people who may be insecure, performers, we may go to the negative because we don't have self-worth in a lot of places. And so we start to imagine and scenarioize. I don't even know if that's the word, but I'm saying it. You know what I mean?
Right.
Is that the worst is happening because it's releasing a feeling in us when if we just switch it and think happy, oh, you know what? I'm so in love and this is so good, and this is so great that it can release the same chemicals. But a lot of times, like for me, I don't have. I need reassurance in everything. So it's like. By the way, I just tried that thing on Instagram, like ask me a picture. I got 1,000 questions in 5 minutes. I'm like, delete, I cannot do this. But
one of the
questions was, why do you make that stupid face when you, and I didn't say stupid, but why do you make that face in every picture? And I just wrote, because I'm insecure. And people are like, no, what are you talking about? Blah, blah, blah. Yeah, hello. That's like me being naked and doing all this stuff on Instagram is like, in a way, me fighting my insecurity.
Right. It's like beating someone to the punchline or something. If you're worried,
a little bit. I mean, it's kind of like, yeah. Oh, what did we talked about Nanette last week in our Patreon.
Oh, I wanted to mention.
Right?
Well, I think we were talking about we recorded for the Patreon and then the audio got fucked up. But so I actually went through and watched the Nanette special, and I when I had seen clips of it, I was kind of like, I don't know about this. It made me feel abrasive. But then I watched the beginning of it, and I actually really liked the beginning. I thought it was really like entertaining and interesting and endearing.
And then the second half?
Didn't see it.
Emma, that's literally the only
I watched
point of
so
seeing
much
that.
comedy that I like not, I mean, or one person show, whatever that was, like I didn't end up watching all that.
Literally, that is the only reason to watch it is the second half.
What does she say at the end? Okay, yeah, I'll go. But I'll tell you this, there's so many lesbians. Feels like it's the goddamn lesbian Hunger Games out here. But because there's so many fucking lesbians popping up, that's why, you know, because I see all these lesbians out here and I notice a theme. They're getting butcher and I'm going to say it, they're getting bigger, a lot of them. So I'm trimming up. I'm softening up. It's time to play hardball. I see what's going on out there. Game, set, match, motherfuckers. I'm going in the other direction. Hair, just got my eyelashes permed up. Going to yoga. Fucking, let's do this.
Well, I don't understand. You're trying to like Super Saiyan your lesbianism?
I'm trying to soften up a little bit because I'm seeing the other ones out here popping up. I'm comfortable enough with myself as the inherent man one that I can like soften up my appearance to try to appease the masses. Because I'm seeing
Emma, can I make an observation about you?
Mm.
You're very reactive to other people.
Yes.
I'm in we all are in some cases, but I've noticed you're very reactive. Like if someone else is a little butch.
Also, I'm very audio because I realized
this is like you have to completely change yourself. And
well, I'm not completely changing myself at all.
You need to be worried about being you.
No.
I don't think that
I mean, I'm saying that for like a comic effect.
Comedy or any other like lesbian comedian, right. Like it doesn't affect you.
I'm totally saying that for comic effect. That I'm only competing with myself as the best version of myself, but I also like to like scan the landscape and see what other people are doing just to make sure I'm being like the most unique version of myself that I can be. And if I see that appearance isn't something that other people are, you know, like what's the differentiation point where I can bring something different to the market? And if appearance isn't something that other people are focusing on, I'm happy to make that a focus of mine.
Well, you and I were talking about Instagram. Like you asked me about my Instagram.
Mm-hmm.
And, I mean, that was something that I made a conscious choice to, like, if you scroll down in my Instagram, it goes from, like, super clean and pretty to, like, messy.
Right.
And it's because, like, overnight, I was like, oh, you know what? Like, I think this is a great way of branding myself. And
your Instagram is so beautiful.
So, well, I have a lot of photographers who ask to take pictures of me, and I say yes, and most of the time they want me to be naked. I'm like, okay. But the other thing, too, is, like, I focus on three things with my Instagram. It's, like, one, naked pictures, right, because they're funny and silly. Number two, all my artwork. Like, I post half of my Instagram
Your naked pictures are attractive.
What?
Your naked pictures are attractive.
No, they're good, but I also think a lot of people will, like, if I do interviews, like, gay magazines and stuff, they always say, like, your Instagram is your butt, you're naked, you're this, you're that. And I'm like, yeah, literally 50% of it is my drawings. Like, I think if you counted it through, there's almost more drawings than there are pictures. Like, if you scroll all the way down.
Right.
And then the other thing is, like, you know, comedy. So I'm comedy, drawing, and naked.
Right.
That's like and I color coordinate it. So, like, I use this app called Unum, UNUM, and it helps you lay out your
that's
Instagram
how you color coordinate.
To make it look really pretty.
That's how you color coordinate.
That's what Kike taught me. Kike's like, just use this app, and then you can start uploading pictures and play around with how it looks, and so you know when to post and where to post. And stuff like that. And it makes it easy. I'm like, okay, Monday through Friday, it's 11 a.m. I'll post a picture. I'm done. You know what I mean?
Right.
I'm not like it makes it super easy.
Right. Okay. Yeah. I'm gonna try. I'm trying to get better about Instagram because I got the new hair. So now it's like I've got new swing.
Your hair,
effect.
by the way, is fabulous. This
Thank
is
you.
the look, by the way.
Thank
you.
you.
That's the look.
Yeah.
'Cause it makes your skin looks good.
Yep.
Your
I
hair looks really good. You're very attractive, Emma.
Thanks, Mateo. Well, it's been coming out, but also I gotta say the Canadian helped with that. I think because. Yeah, the Canadian actually helped with that. I don't know if it was like what it was, but for whatever reason, I kind of like listened to her when she gave nudges about appearance stuff. I was like, all right.
Well,
All right.
I really can give you some advice.
Exactly.
Because I've had the same haircut and the same eyes since 1967, and it's really worked out for me.
Yeah, she always has had the same hair. She's had the same haircut for years. I'm gonna pull up.
Yeah, but I mean, it works. You know, it's like that's the.
Oh, I'm keeping this one.
What?
This haircut. I'm keeping this one. This one.
Oh, that
this
hair
a
is the
keeper.
best. The hair is, and my friend Leo is like, wow, she's so beautiful. I love her hair. She like really like the hair. Like
that's so
really
cute.
Looks so good. Her skin looks good.
Yeah, the therapist is meeting me right when I'm really like cooking with it. So I'm supposed to go on like a coffee date with someone today. What do you think about that? Because I'm doing that because it's like
You feel like you're going to betray. It's a form of betrayal to the therapist.
I mean, it really isn't because we're just like we're just dating. We're not. We've never even we've never even talked. But I almost feel like I should because that's like the way to date, right? To see what you like and don't like. The only thing is like it's so time consuming, and I just got in like a 7-page audition where I'm like, I don't have the time because I'm supposed to go on the coffee date and then I'm going on a date with the art therapist tonight because these are like my 2 nights off in like a long time. So, well, actually, I had a show last night. It wasn't even a night off, but I did see the art therapist last night. But I'm trying to pull up questions. Did we have questions today? Oh, they're on Tyler's phone.
Oh yeah, I try. I just can't do that question thing on Instagram. It's just so overwhelming. I was like, I can't. I just can't.
Do you think that? What do you think about going on a date though?
Our podcast.
Do you think I go?
What do I think of what?
What do you think about going on the date?
I think that you need to make your life less complicated, and if you have auditions and another date, and you're trying to have a night off.
I know. I was kind of like, but so it's just it's a coffee date.
Spreading yourself really thin.
Yeah.
You're spreading yourself thin to people you don't even know.
Right. It's a coffee date, and the person's in the business, so I'm going to be like, so it's kind of like I'm actually like interested more from like a friend perspective, but that's a little. I'll do it. I'll keep it to an hour, then I'll go back, get packed, and then it just is what it is.
Do you think I should start a GoFund for like me and Kike, like so because I don't have any money right now and he doesn't have any money, and it's like, you know, I want to like get married, and it's just so complicated.
Yeah, I mean, I think if people, why not? See, have you ever done a GoFundMe before?
I've never done it, and I'm often against it because it's like GoFundMe is like if people have like cancer or something, you know what I mean? Like, I understand like marriage and like what I'm doing is like a big deal, but like I don't feel comfortable asking for people's money to be like, help me get married and bring my boyfriend here.
How much money would you guys be trying to raise, do you think?
I don't know, a couple thousand.
I think you guys. I mean, why not? How much is it? How much would it cost for you guys? Because would this include citizenship stuff?
Yeah, because I'm talking to a lawyer on Friday. I was an immigration lawyer. I know, but it's like it's really hard because it's frustrating. It's just all frustrating. Why the fuck did I fall in love with someone who lives 7,000 miles away from me?
Man, I don't know. You know,
and it's like, to me, it's worth it because I love him so much. It is 100% worth it for me. But of course I would fall in love with someone. I've been single for 9 years. I meet Kike. I fall desperately in love.
It really is so much easier being with someone in the same city because you can just like swing by and like it's not like a thing. I think that was like a hamper on the Canadian I would be in the same city a lot, but it like pressure. It takes the like casual fun out of it, and that's not necessarily good. You know?
Yeah, but it's worth. I mean, but I'm trying to say like he's worth it to me.
Oh,
you know what I mean?
100%. That's all to say. So if you guys did make it work with that, then it makes it even more. then it makes it even more like important. Do you want to try to answer some of your Instagram questions on the air? Because we're locked out of our email, so we can't get the questions in there.
Really? Okay. Let me see. I deleted the post because it was so fucking annoying. They just kept coming in. All right. Oh, see, now I don't even know where they went. See, this is all so stupid. Can you hear me, by the way?
Yeah, I can hear you. I truly can't believe we can't get into our email. That's just...
All right, well, here's some of them I answered. So someone said, can you make a story speaking Italian? Single or taken? What is your number one from going super skinny to actually muscular? I can't seem to do it. So,
what was your advice for that?
About like my body. Someone's like, are you a top or bottom?
Ooh.
Those are the questions. I mean, I bottom for Kike and I, but it's like, people have such a weird taboo thing about being like, who's a top and who's a bottom?
Right.
And it's like, it's just sex. Like, what a weird question. Because there's always a kind of judgment behind it. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like, you're only asking the question because you're trying to make a judgment about that person.
Oh, they're trying to picture having sex. That's what they're trying to do. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I guess you're right. I guess I don't know. That's the only every other question on my Instagram is like about Pokemon because I've been posting.
That's so funny.
Pokemon. Ask Tyler if he has questions for us that he would like us to answer.
We do not. But what we'll do is we'll just do we'll answer some questions on the Patreon, and we'll record a Patreon thing, and we'll get some questions on that. And we apologize.
Why don't you and I just go? We'll do like a rapid fire and ask each other questions.
Sure.
Do you want to do that?
Sure. Sure.
Or your answer sure makes it sound like you don't want to do that.
I'm totally down to do it. Yeah. Who you want to start? Or do you want me to start?
You start.
Favorite. Okay. First memory.
First memory. Good fucking question. First memory. Something with my cousin. You know what? It is my first memory. I must have been 3, 4.
Oh, little baby.
Brian would have been in something like that. My cousins and I, my next door to my cousin's house. We all live next door to each other, but our neighbor, like, in his garage had candy and had my cousin Michael, who was the oldest, right? So Michael would have been about 8, and he helped him do something and gave him candy. Mike reported back to the cousins. We're all together. He goes, this guy's got candy in his garage, and the garage is open a little bit. So all of us snuck over. We're like little kids. We snuck
Isn't
over.
that so funny, the power of candy when you're little? It's like, this guy's got candy. And then everyone's like, what? What do we got to do? What do we got to do?
So I remember, like, the garage being open a little bit, and we all snuck under. I remember this. And then taking candy, we would shovel it in Brian's diaper to hide it from my Aunt Cindy and Uncle Mike. Cause they
oh, my God.
So, and then we came back, and, like, there was just candy everywhere, and we were hiding it in pillows and hiding it. So I remember we got in big trouble, but, like, that is one of my first memories. I literally think my first memory was, like, me and my cousins plotting to steal candy from our...
Who was this guy that had the candy?
You wonder if we're Napolitan. I mean, that's my first memory.
Who's the guy that had all this candy? Was he like a creepy, like I got candy, little kids?
No, he was just like, he moved out, and a family moved in a little later. But he was just normally, I think he worked for like a grocery store, like some kind of thing, and he had like shipments of candy that he had in there, and he's like,
God,
kids probably want candy. Like, gave my cousin Michael one piece of gum, and then there we were, all 9 of us walking in stealing candy.
Right, like, we heard you got the goods.
Yeah. That is insane. What's your first memory?
My very first one is I remember walking up the hill and my mom saying it was, I don't know, I think I was older than your first memory, because I think I was like, I just remember walking up this hill in Maine and my mom was saying it's time for dinner. And I remember like wanting dinner. And I remember and like hoping it was pesto or something like that. And we're like having to get up because my dad had like the driveway was on a hill and like I had to get up the hill to like get in and have dinner. And I just, I remember that because it's like, and then I kind of remember like hazy memories of like playing like with this friend of mine, Sarah Grace. And then I remember like playing games with my friend Catherine and Harrison. We would like run around outside and like play like shop or whatever the hell. Because we grew up in the middle of fucking nowhere. So it's like people just play. It's not playing in yards. Like you're like playing deep in the woods. It's so remote. I'm actually going to see some people from my hometown next week because I have a show in Portland, Maine. So I'm going to see some people from Portland, Maine, and then my dad's like, I'm coming to the show, which is good, except for I've been working on a lot of, like, sexually explicit material, so I was like, oh, God damn it. I don't mind it. If my mom comes and sees sexually explicit material, fine. She's seen it before. My dad,
I know it's always awkward when my parents and relatives have heard everything, but I find it interesting that like when I was a kid, which parents are different now. We had a vacation house in Galena, Illinois. So if anyone knows what that is, it's the same thing. It's remote. It's in the woods, and we only vacationed with my cousins. So in a house with 3 bedrooms, there was like I think 16 people, and
wow.
but it was 2 floors, but all the cousins, we were all like 7 or 8 because we're all the same age. We would all go out into the forest and just wander for miles in the forest.
We used to do that too.
Just be back by sundown.
Yep. And I remember my friend Harrison and I getting lost and like running back, and it's like getting dark, and we're like, that would probably not fly now. Not in today's age.
No, it's so crazy to think that, kids are, but you know what? Kids are not as weak and stupid as you think. Like,
right.
We all worked together, and we all, we all came back at the right time. None of us got hurt.
Right. We're like, we're going to find our way back. I remember that so well because and I remember one time swimming with my friend Malia, and we kept swimming, and I was like, we need to turn back to shore. And she was like, no. And then we ended up like swimming all our way over to like this like really rich summer person's lawn. And then we like got up on the lawn and like crawled our way into this like mansion. It was this insane house. Like there was like a gardener and tennis courts. And this woman was like, hello. Like a gardener or staff person found us, and we were like, can we use your phone to call our parents? I don't know why that's my voice. We were little, and then the woman was like, sure, and then my mom had to come pick us up at this, like, insane, like, rich summer person's house. I should have just moved in. I should have just, like, handcuffed myself to, like, a tree there and been like, I'm your
Annie,
child now.
Annie.
Yeah. My mom was
You know what? I'm also thinking, like, my favorite memory coming home from school, opening the door and smelling my mom making red sauce.
Oh,
like,
yes. Snacks.
That's my favorite memory.
Yes, I remember. Yeah, I just remember loving snacks. Do you think Alex just gave us this thing? We got 5 more minutes. Do you think that I should ask the therapist if she's dating anybody, or what do you think I should do with that?
I don't get the feeling that she is dating anybody. I feel like if she was, she would be open and honest with you. That to me, that seems like the kind of person she is.
I completely agree, and she's got. I mean, the communication is fucking phenomenal because she's always.
I think it's fair. You know that she seems like the kind of person, Emma, that you would ask an insecure question to and say, "Are you dating other people?" I mean, that seems fair to me.
Yeah, so you think I should ask that just to be like, what does that connotate if you ask someone that? Does that connotate like, oh, because I want monogamy there?
That's a good question. If you're asking that question, you're saying to her, I want to be exclusive. Or you're interested in exclusivity, because if someone asked me that question, that would mean that they're saying, well, what are we?
I figured out something about...
essentially saying, what are we?
You know what I figured out about like what I like for dating? And it's different for different people. Like I have a friend who is completely not like this, but I think you and I are similar with this. I like dating someone, and then if we connect and have good sexual chemistry, I like, if I'm having sex with them, getting to know them, not necessarily meaning we're like boyfriend, girlfriend, whatever, getting to know them, and then if that doesn't work, then moving on. That to me also just like literally logistically works better for me than dating lots of different people, because I don't really have time for that. So it's more like I'd rather, it's like if we were doing a taste test, then I'd rather eat the one thing. This is not a euphemism, by the way. I'd rather have the one thing, and then if that doesn't work out, move on to the other thing, instead of, while I'm having the one thing, trying all the things at once. Like, I'd rather focus on one, move along. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, but I think that you should, like, do you have these types of conversations with the therapist or no?
Yeah, we've talked about how we both don't do, like, casual sex, which I don't like doing casual sex. It's not, and even though her and I, we probably waited like 2 weeks to have sex, I feel like as adults, that's like actually like a pretty good amount of time. Almost everyone I've had sex with in the past couple years besides her, like we would have sex like pretty much right away. Right? Actually, no, not pretty much.
Ask me all the time.
We would have sex right away.
They say, do you trust do you trust your boyfriend? Like, he's so far away. Do you trust him? And I hate that question because it like
it's an awful question.
I don't know. Do I?
Right.
But then it's also like, yeah, of course I trust him, and like I have to have enough faith in my boyfriend that like he's not going to be fucking other men. Like, what would be the incentive for him to be fucking other people? And
also, why would you open yourself up to respond to someone you don't know that well with that question? Like, if you're like, do you trust your boyfriend? Why did they think that you would then want to disclose to them? Like, you know what? No, actually, I feel really insecure about it. And like, I really want to process it. Like, they don't even want to have that question. They just, you know what I mean? Like, they don't give a fuck.
I've never, ever, ever cheated on anyone ever. Right.
Well, party of one in this conversation for that. But I haven't cheated on anyone in quite a while. I mean, with my last thing,
do you think when people do cheat that you'll always find out?
I think it usually comes out. Also, I think like, I don't know. We're both pretty intuitive. I think you can just like feel it, you know? Like I was
gonna say,
you can feel it.
If he was, I mean, I don't think he's cheating on me, but I would, if I was cheating on someone, I would probably start being more anxious or more
or like distant. It was really, I mean, maybe the Canadian was sleeping with other people the whole time. I really have no idea. But like there was like that last week, there was just like something where it felt weird enough for me to ask, like, are you sleeping with other people? Like there was like, I just could, and then I was kind of like, oh, okay. But I can tell that the art therapist is not sleeping with other people. Yeah, we'll see. But you know what? This is like a really nice. It's nice for me to be. She's very kind and nice to me, and I'm nice too. So it's nice to have two nice people because I feel like I'm always fucking working for the people. I didn't feel that. I did not feel that way with the Canadian, but with lots of people, I feel like I'm. Oh, because it's like. Yeah, like the amount of I'm usually having to just like I feel like I'm like in my last couple of relationships I feel like I was like the girl's personal fucking photographer because it's like the amount of
that's because you and I do the same thing. We take on way too much fucking responsibility in relationships. Mm-hmm. We take on way too much responsibility and end up running ourselves into the ground, and then we look back and we think, oh, I've created my own mess.
Right, totally. So I'm trying to not do that. But no matter what, I feel so good feeling back in my sexual prime. I'm like, oh yeah, like, you know, it's about two people, like, you got to have sexual compatibility with a person, and I'm like, oh yeah, my inherent sexual compatibility is with queer, submissive girls that like to have a good time and are fucking open-minded. And I also realized this about myself. I don't know how this didn't click in. I am sexually into audio more than visual. Like when I watch porn, I would rather hear the audio of it than see it. Like I need some kind of like talking or moaning. Like I need that.
Yeah, I cannot watch a porn on mute.
Yeah, I don't want, and I literally like if I'm somewhere where I'm not supposed to be watching porn, like I'll put it up to my ear, or like I've noticed like this girl will like say certain things to me while we're like hooking up, or like, and I'm like, oh yep, I'm totally an auditory person, like 100%. Like, but I'm like, I can't believe I didn't realize that about I've had so many sexual partners at this point that at this point for me to realize. Also, I also realize I'm always down to like ask someone like, what are you into? What are you into? Do you like do you like getting called names? Do you like ass play? Do you like getting hit? Do you like getting this?
Well, I think when how old are you?
32, but then if someone asks me that, then I'm like, whoa, wait a minute. Like, I got to think about it.
Well, no, but I think for you, like for me, I'm 32 as well, and it's like I'm figuring out what I like sexually, what I don't like sexually, what I need, and you start to just become comfortable with the things that you like and need, right?
And to own that sex is important.
Figuring it out.
Yeah, and to own that it's because she's this art therapist is a very sexual person. She's like, you mentioned a while back you had like non-sexual relationships. That seems so weird because you're like so sensual. She said sensual, not sexual. I was like, that's fucking right. Like I was like, I was like, yeah, you're right. I am very sexual. You know what I mean? Like I'm all about that. We were talking about there's something that I've never done, and she had no experience with it either, and I'm not about to try. But I wonder what the gay man take on this is. I'm not into it, but I've never done fisting. Fisting. I've never done it. I remember I've had girls like ask me about doing it, but I was kind of like avoided it. I mean, I'm down for like anything, but something about fisting. fisting and stuff with P doesn't do anything for me. And we
No,
actually have to
fisting
end.
Has nothing to do with pee, Emma.
No, I
Fisting
know
is
that.
taking your-
I mean, two separate things I'm not into. I know that. But like fisting
Oh
is.
no, yeah, I'm not into pee. Someone once that, like, can I pee on you? And I'm like,
If
I'm an
some-
Italian woman. Get out of my house.
Yeah.
The other thing is fisting. I just don't see. I mean, listen, if you're into it, good for you. But to me, I don't see the pleasure. One, fisting somebody. I mean, what am
I don't
hands
want to
gonna-
fist.
No.
I know.
And then number two, I just don't want.
I'd rather
have
fist someone in
that
the ass
much
than the
going on
pussy,
in
I
my
guess.
asshole. Like,
Right.
I want to. I just. It's not. That is not something that turns me on.
Has anyone ever tried to fist you? I almost said fist you in the butt. Like
no
there's
one-
anyone
no
else
one
they'd be
has
trying to
tried
fist you.
me.
Yeah, no one.
My
Obviously,
friend, no one has fisted me. My friend Jesse was like, "Well, someone got 4 fingers in once," and we're like, "Jesse, calm down."
that's totally different. If I was gonna fist someone, I would want to like do a tutorial. I'd literally want to hire someone to practice before I try to fist my fucking girlfriend. Also, I'd be like, I don't know if you were into
Now wait,
fisting,
are you fisting them in the asshole or in the vagina?
I'd rather fist them in the ass because I'm so anally experienced. That's where I
But, like,
shine.
the vagina. I don't know. I don't.
I'd
Do
feel
women get
s-
fisted in the vagina?
Some of them do. No, I haven't
how
done
do
it
they
to
have-
someone, but I fucked people with real big
Has anyone
strap-ons.
asked you to do it?
I remember this when I had my one night stand. This girl was like, "I really like to get fisted," and I was like, "Right," but oh god, it's just like the push through of the fist going in, like the pah, like or whatever fucking. It's just like woo. Man, we got to wrap it up. Alex has given us the wrap up thing. But if you guys listen, we want to plug the Facebook page. Please communicate with us on Facebook. I'll be at Comics Comedy Club, Mohegan Sun this weekend. And then Mateo, where are you at?
I'm in Montreal. I'm doing the Ethnic show every friggin' night. I'm also doing my Barbara Streisand show with Henry Kapersky, where I redo her Bonsoir performances in the early 1960s
So fun.
in Montreal as well.
That's so
The
fun.
23rd and 24th. So yeah, just if please tweet at me, everyone, if you have questions, because there's so many DMs that I don't have a chance to look at all of them. So if you ever have a question for me, just tweet at me. It's the easiest way for me to respond.
You know what's smart about that? That also keeps it a little more professional, because if someone's like tweeting at it, then like other people are going to know the questions they're asking, so they're less likely to be a dirtbag.
Right. Like, I try and look at all my DMs, but like, when I put up a story, like people put, and it's like, I give up.
Right. It's too much. But okay, thank you guys so much. And we are going to, we'll make some exclusive Patreon stuff for you guys too. Bye.